2022 is the year of virtual reality. Honestly, this thing is pretty amazing. Can you believe that last year it actually outsold the Microsoft Xbox? That is an impressive figure, and I don't see that slowing down anytime soon. What does that mean for us, the VR gamer though? That means that both developers and publishers are creating some of the best virtual reality titles they ever have, and there is no better time to get into the world of gaming on a virtual reality headset. So today I'm going to be going through some of my favourite titles on the Quest 2. I'm going to be splitting these up into categories from single player experiences, games that are great to play with friends, and some of the weird and wacky games that you can buy for the Quest 2. So without further ado, let's go ahead, stick on the headset and get into virtual reality. But just before we do, I would just like to thank every single one of you for watching my content and subscribing down below. We are so close to our milestone of 2,000 subscribers. If you look down there and that button is still red, then please do give it a click. Make sure that it is grey and you are subscribed. It means the absolute world to me, and I have got so much more content coming up for you guys. I am so excited. Anyway, let's go ahead, get this headset on and get into virtual reality. Let's go. Let's start off with some of those single player experiences. We'll start off with House Flipper VR. This is one of the weirder titles that is on the Quest, but it is strangely therapeutic and fun. If you're anything like me, you absolutely hate mess, and this game will be right up your street. Basically, the premise is in the name, you flip houses. You're given a range of tools to both clean, redecorate, and rebuild houses to sell them on for profit. It is really fun to be able to go into a house that is an absolute tip and clean it out, taking out the rubbish, scrubbing the floors, repainting, and putting in new furniture. I don't really understand why this game appeals to me so much, but it really does. There is something therapeutic about it, and honestly, it's one of the titles that I keep coming back to inside of virtual reality. It may not be everyone's cup of tea, so give it a try, and of course, make use of that Oculus refunds policy if this game just doesn't suit you. Anyway, let's move on to the second game. Next up, we have a free title, so there is absolutely no reason for you to go out and give this one a try. That is Bait. Bait is virtual reality fishing, and it is really fun. I'm not really a fishing guy in real life, but inside of virtual reality I find it very easy to get lost and just unwind from the daily stresses of both work and home life. There are 6 different environments for you to go out fishing in, and hundreds of different fish for you to catch. So why not slip your headset on, have a listen to a podcast, and just do a spot of fishing inside of virtual reality. Next up, we have a first-person shooter inside of VR, and that is Zero Caliber Reloaded. There are a ton of different first-person shooters on the Quest, but I found this one to be one of the most entertaining, purely because it doesn't focus so much on the PvP element. Instead, this is a single-player or cooperative experience where you are walking through different scenarios. It rewards players for playing how they want to play. You can go in all guns blazing, Rambo style, climbing buildings, jumping down and just shooting people, or you can take it more quietly. It is completely up to you. There are a ton of different weapons and attachments for you to be able to work the way you want to. It may not be the most pretty game ever, but it really is a lot of fun. And if you're into your first person shooters, this is a must play. If you do like the PvP experiences though, this one isn't for you. Instead, have a look at something like Pavlov's Shack on SideQuest. Next up, let's move on to some of our fitness apps. There are a few different fitness apps on the Quest, but I have 3 that I always go to because they're just so simple yet fun. Of course, the first one has to be Beat Saber. Beat Saber is just one of those games where if you haven't played it in virtual reality yet, you need to, because it is just so simple yet addictive. Think of this as a mix between Star Wars and Guitar Hero, where you have to slash the blocks coming towards you in the direction that it requests. What's great about the Quest version is you have full freedom of movement, so there are 180 and even 360 degree modes that are going to have you physically turning in your space to hit all of the targets. There is a load of different music here. There are free packs continually being updated, and there are DLC packs as well. If you don't want to pay for any of those DLC packs, you can always use side quests to sideload your own songs or songs from the community. This game is just one of the best virtual reality experiences, and will also get you sweating a little bit. Next up is Les Mills Body Combat. Les Mills Body Combat is, well, Les Mills Body Combat in virtual reality. You will sweat a lot. I highly recommend getting that silicone pad on your face rather than the foam one, because it's just going to soak up so much sweat. And trust me, you are going to sweat. I've never worked out this hard inside of virtual reality before. It incorporates both boxing and other body combat fitness routines into really short workouts. The longest there are is 20 minutes right now, but that's enough, because by the end of one of those workouts, you're going to be needing a rest and some water. There are 2 instructors that like to talk you through and also give you choice words of advice and motivation to keep you going. There are plans to have a paid membership, but for now you're paying one price and getting a ton of content, and this will be continually updated over time as well. It's one of the best fitness apps on the Quest, in my opinion, and I think that you should pick this up. This one isn't a fitness game as such, but I'm going to put it in with the fitness section because it is sports related, and that is Sports Scramble. There are 3 different styles of sport that you can play here: tennis, baseball, and bowling. But the scrambled element is what makes this game fun. As you're playing, things are going to start to change in your environment. For example, you could be playing tennis with a tennis ball and tennis racket, and all of a sudden, that racket turns into a pool noodle and your ball turns into a bowling ball. It is weird, it is wacky, it is funny, but quite honestly, it is a really interesting experience. It is quite a lot of money, and the experience could be better. For example, the multiplayer just doesn't work half of the time, and there really isn't a ton of content here to keep you coming back for more. I liken this to the Wii Sports of the Quest, and if you like a little bit of a sports minigame, then this might be right for you. But you might want to wait until it's on sale. So those are the fitness games out of the way. Let's talk a little bit about multiplayer games, because virtual reality is more fun with friends, right? Let's start off with Walkabout Golf. Walkabout Golf is a golf game, but it's actually a little bit more than that. I found myself spending more time here just chilling out and playing with friends in a social environment than I have in the likes of Rec Room and other social apps. Inviting your friends to an 18 holes of golf on one of the many courses that are available is just fun. You can fly around as well and just find somewhere to sit and chat. Each level has 18 balls to find as well in day mode, as well as a treasure hunt in the night mode. You'll keep coming back to this game just because of how simple and fun it is to get together with your friends, play some golf, or even just have a chat or go for a treasure hunt. Next up is Cookout. Remember the game Dino Dash from when you were young on the Flash browsers? Well, this is very, very similar, but inside of virtual reality. It's mad, it's manic, and it is a lot of work. You're going to have different fairy tale creatures coming to your sandwich store, and you, alongside your robot or friends, can just create sandwiches for them. You have to choose the items, chop them up, place them on the plate. But over time, things get more and more complex with having to grill items and even wash the dirty plates. You're going to find yourself getting pretty flustered pretty quickly, and there's probably going to be a lot of shouting between you and your friends. But trust me, it's a lot of fun, and you will end up having a lot of laughs with this game. Just if you get into heated debates quickly, this might not be the game for you. There will be some arguments. Next up is Mini Motor Racing X. Mini Motor Racing X is, well, a racing kart game, but it is so much more than that. If you get motion sick quickly in virtual reality, I do not recommend playing this game in the first person mode. Thankfully, there are a ton of different modes for you to find the mode that's most comfortable for you, be that behind the wheel, just behind the car, or even a top-down Micro Machines style map. It is pretty hard to control. You are going to take a little while to get used to it, but once you have, then this can become the Mario Kart of virtual reality. There are a few different modes here as well. You can do the normal races, or you can play tag, pushing each other off of plimps, and so much more. There's a ton of variety here with the styles of cars that you can play, and the maps as well. If you like Mario Kart or other racing style games, then this is the game for you and your friends. Next up, let's talk the weird and the wacky. There are some really strange titles in virtual reality that I'm going to keep coming back to every single time because they're just fun. For instance, virtual reality and virtual reality 2. The first of these two titles is very much like a collection of minigames wrapped in this overarching story that will actually keep you coming back and drawn in. The second game is very much more structured and has just been released on the Quest. It has an absolutely bopping soundtrack, some really fun and wacky characters, and a story that's going to keep you saying, what? Why? But also coming back for more because it is just fun. We of course have Justin Roiland's games on here as well. If you don't know who he is Rick and Morty. He owns Squanch Games and has created some of the most absurd yet entertaining virtual reality games that I've played. The first one being Accounting Plus. This game is again just an absolute acid trip. I would be terrified of playing this game if I were high, because all it is a ton of different environments with some puzzle elements, but a lot of swearing, shouting, and absurd storylines that are just going to keep you... that you are just going to keep saying, what? Why is this happening? How did this happen? Continually. If you enjoy Rick and Morty and like the absurdist random humour, then Accounting Plus is for you. If you want something with a little bit more substance, however, Trover Saves the Universe is right up your alley. Think of this as Mario, but for virtual reality for an adult audience. It's a 3D platformer which allows you to sit in a chair and move around Trover. He has to collect all of the power babies, fight off the bad guys, and save the universe. Again, incredibly absurd humour, a lot of swearing, but it's one of the best platforming games that I have played in a very, very long time, particularly inside of virtual reality. So there we have it, guys. That is just a handful of games that I'm playing on my Quest right now that I think you should also check out. If I missed any of your favourites, let me know in the comment section down below, and if you want to see more videos like this, because that is just a handful of the games that I own on my Quest, then again, let me know down below and I will be sure to create more Quest content for you guys. Anyway, my name's been Robert, this has been Review Clue, and I will catch you in the next one. Adios.